On to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to the match preview for Everton versus Fulham in the EFL Cup Quarter Final. We're going into this one, obviously in good form, 4 wins on the spin in the league. League Cup, it's never treated us very well in the past, but we've done fairly well so far going into the game against the Fulham side in up and down sort of form. They were beaten by Newcastle in their last game. Before that, they won 5-0 twice in a row. So not a bad side by any means. Former manager Marco Silva as well, just to add sprinkle a bit of extra spice into this one. But both sides going into this one, I think, a little bit depleted. We've got a few injuries here and there. Mikalenko missed the Burnley win with an injury. Decore, I think, came off injured at half time in that game, so hopefully he's not out for too long. A few other little knocks here and there. Ashley Young missed it. Gareth will be back from suspension. So will Idrissa Gay. So expect to see a fair few changes in the team. Might see some more big part players for us play a part. Could be Dan Juma or maybe Lewis Dobbin instead. And there's definitely scope for a few changes here and there. Our squad's not that big, so don't expect to see anything too drastic. But maybe Beto starts over Calvert-Lewin. But beyond that, I can't see anything too dramatic in terms of changes. The big question for us will be whether we stick with the sort of three at the back formation that we used against Burnley, which was successful against Burnley. But obviously, we've used different systems in games before that and won those. So who knows what we're going to go with here? Every team's different, and as we know, Sean Dyche is really pragmatic. He tries to play to sort of he sort of picks his tactics based on the opposition and equally plays to exploit their weaknesses as much as he does to play to our strengths. So um, who knows what formation we'll see from us and what system he'll employ in this game. Spoke about weaknesses. One of Fulham's weaknesses will be their own depletions. I think Al Jimenez, their main striker, will be suspended. He got sent off against Newcastle. So he'll be missing. In terms of their other personnel, there's still a lot of threat there. I think you got Willian as he was in good form. Harry Wilson off the other side as well have scored a few goals in those 5-0s that they managed to get in the games before the Newcastle game. There is some quality in that team. They're going to be able to pose as a threat. It's a case of whether we can just nullify that enough and do what we've done well in the last few games, which is to take the lead. And if we can get in front, I think I'm confident of our ability to stay in front. But we're just got to wait and see if what the teams look like that walk out tomorrow night, and whether that team will just be able to conquer whatever Fulham throw in front of us. And you've got to confident that team can conquer anything put in front of them. There's got to be a high level of confidence in the dressing room after 4 wins in the last 4 games, and 10 wins in all competitions out of 14. I think it is now. So not bad at all. And yeah, I think it's going to be. There's never an easy game. I have to be honest. There's the these, especially cup ties. I feel like there's always a potential banana skin. Um, we've got to really throw everything at this the same way we have done. No doubt at our Premier League games that we've won the last 4 of. So hopefully not too much in the way of changes. Like I say, a couple of minor injuries around and a couple of returns from suspension in the form of Garner and Idrissa Gana Gay and Jared Brantwaite. So hopefully that's enough to overcome Fulham, and fingers crossed. Yeah, we can get the job done and progress to the semi-finals of the League Cup. If we do that, it's the first time we've managed that for. I think that'll be the first time in 8 years that we've got to the League Cup semis. So that'll be an that'll be a stride forward, regardless of how much better we've done in the league in comparison to previous years. It's definitely a step in the right direction in terms of performance as well. So, often sides down the bottom who are scrapping against the drop can often neglect these cup competitions. So, fair play if we can reach the semi-finals, and that's a real stride in the right direction. And hopefully we can carry it on further after that. You never know, but it's certainly good to still be fighting on more than one front at this stage of the season. We're not normally lucky enough to be in this position, and throwing the fact that we're doing really well in the league, it's a much more positive vibe around the club than certainly was the case this time last year when we were in the middle of the World Cup and um, the garden wasn't looking rosy at all. Let's be honest, under Frank Lampard. So fair play to what Sean Dyche has managed to do in the last, well, less than a year. He's been in the job less than 11 months. So to be in this position in December's, certainly better than last year. And who knows if we can hopefully get some overturn in the points deduction, then the garden's looking a lot rosier. But got to focus on this game, and the garden will certainly look rosier with a place in the semi-finals. And like I say, that's not going to be easy, but hopefully with home advantage, we might be able to find a way through, and you know that'll just keep the momentum going, that positive momentum, and long may that continue. But there you have it, guys. Let us know your opinions on the upcoming game against Fulham. Drop us a comment, give this video a like, and subscribe for more content. Until next time, guys. Thanks for tuning in on the Toffee Blues.